Hello folks, today we're going to be making a quick video on how to mix a color that I often get requests as to how to mix, and that is a simple color, off-white. Off-white is the basis for a lot of ceramics, a lot of pottery, and I've been told that my off-white is more off-white than anybody else's off-white. And so here's the secret to mixing off-white, and the secret really is in the colors, which is white. This is titanium white, yellow ochre, and raw umber green shade. And raw umber green shade is what's going to give your off-white not so much of a brown feel, but more of a creamy feel. And so we're going to start with a little bit of white. I mix with a brush and not a palette knife, because I find that if I mix with a palette knife, I wind up adding a lot more color than I need to. I would add a lot more yellow ochre, and then I have to come back and use a tremendous amount of white just to get it even, and I did it with the brush already. So I need some more white to get this to not be a tan or a brown, but actually an off-white. And just a touch, just a tiny touch of that raw umber green shade mixed with that yellow ochre will give you a really, really interesting off-white, or a cream. We could call it cream. I don't know if we call it cream anymore. We call it off-white now. I'm just going to add a little bit more white to it. And it's just a pretty color. It's a very light color. If you wanted to use this as the lightest part of your flesh tones, you could then add the pure white and give yourself a highlight. I'm going to add just a little bit more yellow ochre and a little bit more raw umber, and then you'll see that we can get darker variations of this off-white, which might be the shadow area. And I don't need black and I don't need blue, but just simply these three colors is really going to give you a nice cream color. And you can add a little bit more yellow ochre and a little bit more raw umber green shade, and you can see that there's a nice little value scale of gradation now, which again will work for pottery and any sepia. It's gorgeous to do a figure study in these colors. And so look how neutral that is. It blends right into my paper palette. You can barely see it on the canvas. And so very quickly, very easily, we have off-white in just a couple of minutes. I hope you enjoyed it. Happy painting.